Welcome to the Sing Confidently, Live Creatively podcast, a show to help you build confidence as you start singing, acting, dancing, and being creative again. Hi, I'm Estelle. I'm a singer, actor, performer, and a beginner voice coach who knows how it feels to want to use your God-given creative gifts, but you stay stuck in fear and doubt. The solution is to start building confidence. You have gifts that you need to grow and use and share, and the world is waiting for you. I want to be there with you to help you do that. It's time to live creatively. So without further ado, let's begin. Hi, welcome back to the show. This is Estelle. I want to be a source of encouragement and inspiration because I know what it feels like to want to do something, to have this creative outlet, have this creative passion, and here comes fear coming right up, ready to just quench that desire, quench that dream. And I was actually talking with my boyfriend about this, about, just like all the things that come up when you start to pursue using your God-given gifts, using your creativity, and like just doing what you want so deeply to do, is so aligned for you, uses your gifts and your creativity and all of that, and how fear is always going to show up, and especially fear of rejection. And we were talking about that, and I really think about me right now as I'm applying for my master's programs currently in vocal performance and pedagogy, and just looking forward to the future, looking forward to continuing to build my career as a performer and support my business as an online performing arts educator through vocal coaching and voice lessons, and inspiring you guys hopefully every week on this podcast, right? I'm wanting to build more knowledge and build my understanding so I can serve even better as a voice teacher, vocal coach, and as an inspirer of artists, so to speak. And so, in this process of like applying for master's programs and just continuing on in my career and everything, like the fear of rejection is definitely there. Like without a doubt, there is fear that what if this doesn't work? Like I'm putting in all this energy, this effort, this, time, and I have this big creative dream and vision for using my creative gifts and talents and feeling creative every day and being of service to people with these gifts and talents, and hopefully inspiring other people to feel more creative too and to use their gifts and talents. And like, what if I'm putting myself out there in all these ways and I'm, doing all these things, pursuing this creative path for myself, and like literally what if it doesn't work? Like what if I'm rejected by the career itself, right? Or what if I'm rejected by other people and what people think of me doing this? Or what if I do, I put myself out there singing and performing in auditions and the schools don't accept me? Or even just putting myself out there online and, TikTok videos or in videos, on YouTube, submitting auditions for shows and stuff like that. Like, and I don't get the response or the feedback that I want, right? That is fear of rejection, right? That fear that like, what if this happens, in response to me putting myself out there and pursuing this creative path and wanting to use my creative gifts and feel more creative, and like, what if I don't get the outcome that I want? What if I feel rejected? And that fear is so valid and also so prevalent for anyone who has any sort of creative gifting and wants to put themselves out there, because one, like there is, art is subjective, creativity is subjective, and some people will respond to your creativity and your creative ideas and some people will not, and that's just how it is. And then also, like, aside from that, a lot of people have creative dreams and things that they wish that they could have done, but didn't have the courage to go after that. And because of that, sometimes they can, hear you wanting to pursue your creative gifting, whether as a hobby, whether as a career, whether as a fun side hustle, just something fun to do. And they'll be like, maybe not be as positive about it and might not be as, encouraging about it, because to them, maybe they let that thing go and they're like, well, you shouldn't even, try to do that, you're too old for that, or that's never going to work. Like, why even try that? Meanwhile, it's maybe they didn't get to do what they wish they could have done, or, maybe they just, haven't seen it done in the way that you want to do it. Maybe they haven't seen, people act and perform on stage and do that regularly in community theater and local theater and even regional theater. And maybe that's what you want to do, and they don't really see people doing that very often, so they don't think that it's something that you should do. Meanwhile, that's something that you want to do and you have this gifting for. You love the stage, you love creating characters, and you want to do this. You want to grow in this. And yet you fear, okay, what is this neighbor down the road going to say or think of me? What if this person at church, doesn't support it? Or what if this person, although they should, because, God loves creativity. He's the creator and the author of creativity, but that's a side note. Or like, what if this person doesn't, fully support what I want to do? And I just want you to know that that's so totally normal. I've experienced that fear so many times in so many aspects of my creative journey as well. And really, even just the fear of like, what if I'm not like, what if singing is, like I'm not creative enough? Like, what if, I can sing, but like I can't really like create stories through my voice, and I'm not really good at like creating characters as much, as an actor. Like, what if I'm not very creative as a singer and performer? Because you can be a singer and not really have that creative, I think, really not really incorporate creativity as much, what if I can't write songs? What if, and that way, and therefore I'm not creative? All these fears come up, and ultimately it has to do with fear of being rejected, fear of not being included, fear of not being, finding community and being alone, because that's what we really, really don't want as humans, right? We really love community. We need community. We thrive on community. And so the idea that we could be rejected by any person or any institution or anything that we're applying for or auditioning for or submitting for, like, that is so scary, because we're putting ourselves out there in front of people and we want to be accepted. And so know that that is understandable. However, you have a gift. You have a gift. And a gift must be given. A gift must be shared. It must be shared, even if you share it a little bit here and a little bit there. Even if you maybe you want to add this to the gift over time, or maybe you want to add a little, add some bows and frills to the gifts eventually, right? So just start building the gift so you can share it. You have to share the gift. The gift cannot stay with you. You will stay stagnant. When you have a creative gifting, you have a creative passion, you have something in you that you want to get out on stage. You want to tell stories that are beautiful, that are inspiring. You want to empower people. You want to impact people with art, with beauty, right? These things cannot be kept inside. Like, you cannot keep them inside. Certainly not for long. It's certainly not for long. If you have a gifting to give, you have a creative passion, you've always wanted to sing, especially, like, I know that feeling of loving to sing or loving to perform, but like, maybe experiencing some fear around, like, okay, what if I'm not good enough? And like, someone's going to tell me I'm not good enough. And hint, hint, that's fear of rejection, right? That is literally fear of rejection. Like, someone's going to say I'm not good enough, so why should I even try? Why should I even try to start training to start getting better? Meanwhile, you literally cannot get better if you don't put in that effort to try and to train, right? And so I want you to know that you have a gift to give. You have this creative desire in you, and it wants to come out. It wants to be expressed, whether through singing, whether through acting, whether through dancing, whether through spoken word, poetry, songwriting, whatever it is. There is this creative spark in you, because you are listening to this, so I know you have a creative spark in you. You have a creative spark, a creative desire, and it's gonna need to find expression. It just has to. And if you don't express it, you will experience a lot of frustration. You might, just continue to experience that fear of rejection, and you don't want that continually following you. You want to release that creativity that is in you, and I want to be here to constantly remind you of that it is worth putting yourself out there. It is worth releasing that creativity, taking that class, starting that training, putting yourself out there in one way or another. I have so many podcast episodes about putting yourself out there. And I'm here to support you if you are ready to sing and start building confidence in your voice. And you are, you used to sing when you were younger. You used to have that creative expression in high school, in middle school, maybe even in college, because you were not afraid of what people thought of you. You didn't fear rejection as much when you were a little kid in elementary school, and you just wanted to be in the musical, right? And you just wanted to be in the school choir, right? And play an instrument, and you just put yourself out there and you did it. And it was fun, and it was enjoyable, and it was beautiful. And over time, you've kind of pushed that aside. And I want you to know that it's time for that to come out again. It's time to express it again, okay? Do it for you, but also do it for the people who will be inspired by hearing you finally sing again after you haven't sung in so long, because the last time you sang was in choir in middle school. Meanwhile, you love to sing in your shower. Why not start singing again? I'm here to support you in whatever way I can. That's why I love doing what I do. That's why I love coaching, vocal coaching online, so it's easy and accessible and simple for you, but it will help you to get started so that you don't stay stuck in that fear of rejection, fear of what other people might think of you, fear of not getting the outcome that you want, but instead you move forward and you creatively express yourself finally, and you can breathe that sigh of relief of, yes, I am expressing myself. I am feeling more creative. Like, yes, I have something to look forward to that brings me so much just happiness and makes me feel so excited. And I'm feeling more confident in myself, right? Because confidence translates. When you are confident in yourself, in your creativity, and your creative expression, in your singing, right? That's going to translate into other areas of your life, and you'll be surprised, like, okay, I'm feeling bold. Like, I'm feeling pretty bold, right? I just want you to not hold on to this fear of rejection and let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. Move forward. Go express yourself creatively in one way today. Literally, I don't care. One teeny tiny way, okay? Come to the Facebook group, post. It's Performing Arts Community on Facebook. Post a little video of you singing your favorite song. Okay, there you go. You put yourself out there. Okay, it's a small, intimate group. All kind, no judgment. So it's a great way to start putting yourself out there in a really easy, simple way. Okay, or post on your stories a video of you performing a monologue that you love, or a piece of poetry that you wrote, or posting the poetry, and tag me so I can support you and cheer you on, because I will. Like, I absolutely will. Put yourself out there in one small way today. Don't let fear of rejection stop you. It does not need to stop you. It really doesn't. There is so much on the other side of that. Like, let me tell you. And even though you might still experience that fear of rejection again, it will not overtake you, because you've pushed past it before. Okay, so don't let fear of rejection stop you from expressing yourself creatively, from pursuing that creative gifting that you have, whether it's singing, acting, or performing, dancing, whatever it is. Do it and let me know that you've done it so I can support you, okay? If you know you want to sing, if you know that you are not going to let fear of rejection stop you from using your gift that you know you have, you know you can sing. You started singing when you were younger. You are ready to come back to it with no fear anymore. You are tired of that fear getting in your way. Come take a voice lesson with me. I'm so serious. We're going to start building confidence in your voice, and you can finally start singing with confidence, enjoying singing and music in a way that you haven't before, because it's been so long, and you are ready to get started again. I'm ready to help you. Come to creativelybyestelle.com and scroll down and click either a 30-minute session or a 1 hour session, so we can just get started. We can just jump into a voice lesson and go from there. I'm so excited to meet with you. Thank you so much for being here and believing in yourself enough to listen to this and to take action on it, okay? I am so excited for you. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.